Hello, my Flosstube friends. It's time for another episode. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another fun Friday Flosstube Weekly Update with me. I am Annie, Joyful Stitcher, both here on YouTube and over on Instagram. However, I have not posted in a gajillion years. Someday I will get it together over there. So welcome to another video. It is Flosstube number 122. Friday, September the 17th is the star date today. I hope everybody has had a wonderful week since we spoke last week. We're going to go ahead and do some hugs. Then we're going to chat about life update quickly. And then we're going to show some project I worked on, what I'm planning on starting this next week. And then I have one thing of stash that I'm excited to share with you. It's some floss. So let's do some hugs. How about that? So come in for your virtual hugs, my friends. Come in for your virtual hugs. One on this side. One on this side. And then one to yourself. I hope everybody's had a great week. I've had a great week. It was busy. Such is the life of a teacher who teaches 24 classes of kiddos in a week, plus 6 typing clubs, plus morning and afternoon duty, and 2 days of after-school art. But you know what? My weeks fly by, and the exhaustion, while very real and very deep, is fulfilling. I love what I am doing. I absolutely adore it. And I really genuinely need to speak to those of you who left me just the most kind, caring, supportive comments last week on last week's video. I felt so uplifted by all of you, encouraging me to take all the time I needed between videos, encouraging me to take time for self-care, encouraging me to spend as much time away as needed from filming videos. It was truly unexpected, because I truly expected a very different reaction. Not that I underestimate this community one iota, but the week previous, when I did a short video and had 3 thumbs down, which is the most that I've had on any video in a very, very long time, it just, I guess I was setting myself up for the worst. But what I received in return was hope, was kindness, was care, was concern, was every positive word you could put toward this community, and all of you that watch. So many people commented and said, I never comment, but I watch every week. Thank you for taking the time out of your day to comment, and to do so much from the heart. It really does mean the absolute world to me. This is definitely, like somebody mentioned in their comment, I'm in a season of my life. I'm in a very unique season in my life. This is not my first rodeo when it comes to teaching, but this is a different type of teaching that I've never done before. It's a lot. It's close to 400 students in 1 week, and I have a photographic memory, and so yes, I know all those kids' names, but that's a lot of information to put up in this tiny noggin. So yeah, just thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you to those of you who watched last week, listened to me kind of ramble on my thoughts, my feelings. I still don't know what the answer is to this equation, to this problem. I don't know what the solution is. The solution is I felt compelled to sit down and record a video tonight and to thank you all. I don't know what next week will look like. I'm going to take it 1 day and 1 week at a time. Enjoy my stitching, find solace in that. And so, yes, that's how I wanted to start this video this week. So, update on this week. I did all the things that I just mentioned. It's still rather warm here in the afternoons. We've had a couple of mornings that have been actually rather pleasant. The only problem is we have a big time mosquito problem out in kind of our whole neighborhood, which is, my school's kind of in my neighborhood, which is unfortunate because I don't know where they're coming from. other than we've had some unseasonably late summer rain. So possibly, but I feel like I got bit this afternoon. I'm scratching, like, I'm just so sweet. They just love me so much. I'm just kidding, by the way. So I have a couple of anecdotal things to share along with my stitching. But yeah, exciting. To the person, Donna H, who won the bag last week, I did put that in the mail on Monday, as promised. I know I am super far behind on a number of giveaways, and I'm going to get that figured out. That is next on my agenda. So yeah, let's get into showing some stitching. How about that? We've done some hugs. We've done a tiny bit of life update. So let's look at some stitching. So I actually worked on I worked on 5 different projects this week. And 2 of them I finished. A couple of them had a birthday. So there we go. This one had a birthday. This is Poor and Needy. This is by Lindy Stitches. It's a super pretty pattern. I did some color changes to make it, instead of this brown, I did more like a indigo blue color. But other than that, I just pulled from my stash of colors. And this is on a piece of Ada. I believe it's 16 count. Yes, it is. It's 16 count. It's an unnamed fabric. It doesn't have a name, from Be Stitch Me. Probably something I won in a fight night a ways back. I have not participated in one in quite some time. And I spent some more time in this for its birthday. And then I think I worked on it a little bit the next day. And the things that I got done was I think I stitched this key since we've seen it last. And I put in the ampersand sign and the word needy. So not a ton of work. But enough to make me feel confident. It has already met its whip go goal for this year, which was 7 days. It did not have much progress to begin with. It literally had like one of those little thistle blossoms. So I did work on that. I am doing 2 strands over 1 square of the Ada, which is kind of a hodgepodge of colors. Another project that had a birthday is this super cute ornament that is from Tiny Modernist. It was in the Just Cross Stitch magazine February 2020 issue, and it's Cabin in the Woods. So it's a little ornament, and I just loved the vibe and the colors of this. It's more a winter motif as opposed to a Christmas ornament. I don't know how I'll finish it, but I love the bluebirds and the blue mountains and the cute little kind of grayish brown house. So I worked on this a couple of times, a couple of different sittings. This is on an 18 count mystery Ada, I think from Color and Cotton. It could be Be Stitch Me, I'm not sure. It's a mystery gray. And let me move this floss. Where am I stitching currently? This is also going to function as a stitch with me. I just put 1 stitch in, or a half of a stitch. My needle was actually in the front because I worked on this a little bit last night, but I took it off the Q-snap. So when I started this, I literally think I had the window frames. So I have stitched in nearly the complete house. I have some more fill-in. I do plan on stitching on this a little bit this weekend. I put in the yellow of the windows. The house is actually striped, so it's 2 different colors. And then this pretty blue, I think it's 598 DMC. And then I've worked on some of the blue of the mountain. So I have, you know, some more to do on this, but it's a fun little stitch that, you know, passes the time. It's pretty colors. It's DMC. I think I'm stitching mostly in the DMC or close to it. If I didn't have that exact color when I kitted it up. All right. I think I showed this last week. Yes, I did. This is my Cherrywood Design Studio. And this is the Gift, or Gift, which is the first in the Dictionary Celebration series. So this chart is out of print, but I think you can occasionally find them like on the secondary market. That's where I found mine. Or you know what? I might actually have this from back when it was like out in the world. Yeah, 2011. Trying to think. I'm not sure. Anyway. I changed up the colors because it originally called for Gentle Arts Pine and Weeks Dye Works Honeysuckle. Instead of the pine, which is the letters, I am using Gentle Arts Amethyst, which I hope I have enough of. And for the honeysuckle, I am doing Victorian motto, excuse me, Heavenly Rose. I have not gotten any of the Heavenly Rose done, but I have worked a lot on the letters, the lettering, excuse me. And this is on 18 count fog from Picture This Plus, 2 strands over 1. And so I have done all of the small text that says every good and perfect thing bestowed from above. I've done the noun, and I've started working on the the pronunciation. And then I've got still to go the main word, which is rather large, and then the illustration of the word. And so anything that you see that's kind of light in this picture is going to be the pink. So that's very full coverage in that square. So I've got a fair number of days left on this before I finish, but it was nice to pull it out. I may pull it out around Christmas time because it is to me a Christmas stitch. So yeah, I worked on that a little bit more. And these two are my finishes. So this one had a birthday and a finish on its birthday. So this one has a little anecdotal chat about it. So this is Autumn Owl Etching. This was in the Fall 2020 issue of Punch Needle Primitive Stitcher magazine from Cecilia Turner of Heart and Hand Needle Art. And when I started this, I had this top branch to about here and some of the outline of this owl. So when I was working on the outline of the owl, because that's where I was going with it, I went, why does this shape look familiar to me? Before I get into my story, this is on an 18 count piece of Veteris from Mystic Fabrics, 2 strands over 1, predominantly the called for colors or close, until I did a conversion on it, like spur of the moment conversion. And it was like the outline was reminding me of something. Well, in our house, we, I say we loosely because it's not so much me, but the little one, Joy-Filled little one, has found out just how awesome the Star Wars movies are. And they're all on Disney Plus. So we tend to watch the same ones over and over. She loves 1 and 2, not the original 1 and 2, but the ones that came out 4 and 5. In my world, they're 4 and 5, but they're really 1 and 2 in the series. And then she likes some of the newer ones, like 8 and 9. Well, anyway, she's obsessed with porgs. And I realized that what it was reminding me of was a porg. So I just did a conversion. So this is, instead of Autumn Owl Etching, this is a porg etching. So there's my porg. And it's done. I might put some text or something over here, but I'm going to call that good. There is my porg etching. So if you're not familiar with porgs, let me see. Where's my phone? I'll pull up the picture that it reminded me. I was like, why does this look so familiar? And then I went, oh my gosh, it's a porg. So here, I have it saved on my phone. Just for such a time as this. This is what it reminded me of. Was the porg. So I have my own cute little porg. I think it turned out pretty cute. So anyway, obviously I did not stick to the amazing artistic representation that Cecilia came up with. I changed it into something of my own. I did a bit of fandom of my own, but I love it. Joyful Little One has decided she wants to snatch it from me. I said, hold up, wait a minute. I'm not sure about that. We'll see. Anyway, and then I have an anecdote about this one too. This is the Love Bug. This was a Patreon exclusive, or still is, excuse me, Patreon exclusive number 1, April 2020 from Ink Circles. And so I finished this one. Yay. So I stitched it in pretty much the called for, or very, very close, depending upon if I had it or not, on 16 count Barnwood Ada from Picture This Plus, 2 strands over 1. So far, everything you've seen has been 2 strands over 1 because it's been on the Ada 2 strands. I think this turned out incredible. This is just another brilliant design by Tracy of Ink Circles. And so when I finished it the other day, Joyful Little One was sitting next to me. I said, look, I finished it. And she goes, Ink Circles? And I went, yes. How did you know that? She goes, I've seen enough of the stuff. It looks familiar. So I just guessed ink circles. And I was like, I'm training you well. I'm training you well, child. So she guessed. She didn't see the chart. She didn't see anything. She said, ink circles. I was like, yes, you are correct, my dear. So, Tracy, I know you don't watch my videos, but if you happen upon this video, my child, who is 9.5, can recognize your art like that. So, she's an unofficial fan. She's an official fan. I'm not sure. How would you say that? Anyway, I just thought that was really cool, and I was like, go, girl. Yeah, you know what you're talking about. So anyway, that's what I worked on this week. So 2 finishes. I'm very excited. I'm kind of slowly checking things off my list. I know I haven't mentioned it in a while, but I am still hoping for around that 42 by 42. My 41st birthday is coming up soon on October 13th. I've had a couple people say, hey, like send me a message and be like, hey, are you doing a birthday sale? I know your birthday's coming up soon. And I'm like, I have no idea. And so I do want to share a start with you and talk about somebody else's birthday sale that I feel like you need to participate in. And then I want to talk about something that I'm starting today, and I'm super pumped about it. So we're going to start with what I'm starting today. And actually I have it in here with the iPad and everything, because I thought I had these grand plans that I was going to actually get to work on this at work today. No, I literally don't know that I had time to go to the bathroom more than once today, because it was just one of those days. I had a lot of extra things on my to-do list. No worries. But this is in a stitch and button bag. I think it fits the theme of this project perfectly. But today I received the email with the first installment of the Caterpillar Cross Stitch Lucky Nutcracker Sal. So it is not too late to join. The PDF for the first section, which is the centermost tree, came out today. And you have 2 weeks to stitch it before the next section comes out. So I encourage you, if you have not purchased this, you are not too late to get the full kit with the incredible needle minder. Or if you're like, no, I got a ton of stash, I just want the needle minder, you can order that with the PDF, or you can go on and just buy the PDF. So I will have the information linked in the description box below. I believe it was up last week as well. I am stitching mine on, I think it's the 16 count Aida option. I believe it is the 16 count white Aida option with the DMC that was provided in my kit. Sally, who is incredible, such a fantastic designer, sent me this beautiful kit. I love the way they are doing their floss cards now. It just is like, it makes my organized, you know, like pristine. I wish you could see my house because it's not organized nor pristine. But I like certain parts of my life to be very, and this, look at how beautiful. And we're going to have a lot of reds and these tealy kind of greens, some pinks. I love this orchidy color. Oh, it's going to be so good. I cannot wait. So I'm excited to start working on this. So you will see progress next week. Now in Sal, as most of you know, I fully believe that SAL stands for Start Along. So I'm going to start this along with the start date. I am going to do my absolute best to stay on top of this as much as I can. But goodness knows, with as many whips as I still have, including Hello Dear, which has got a birthday coming up soon, and Made to Create, which I still have in the works, I may get a little behind. I still have not finished the start along for Flea Market Flowers, and that's okay. I enjoy the process of stitching. I am enjoying finishing things, but I'm not putting pressure on myself about that. So that is starting today. Yay! Information in the description box below. Now let me share one that is for a good stitchy friend of mine. It's her birthday on October 10th. That's actually my brother's birthday too. Happy birthday to my brother, who will be 39, almost 40. Woohoo! You're almost to the club. She is hosting a birthday sal on October the 10th. And I think, I don't know if it's just any Barbara Anna, but she's starting this one. And of course I have to, because it is a Barbara Anna. This is in the 2021 fall issue of Punch Needle Primitive Stitcher, like the one that just came out. I get the digital copy, and if you can't find a print copy, you can go get the digital copy right now off of their website. But this is Autumn Squirrel, and she is fantastical. She's another animal in a dress. I love it. You know, if you've been with me for a length of time, you know I have a thing for squirrels. I even have a chart I sell that's squirrely welcome. So, yes, I knew I had to stitch this, 100%. But I wanted to zhuzh it up a bit because I have all these beautiful flosses that I have gotten in clubs and all this, that, the other. So, I found this piece of like super funky, kind of like fall gourd fabric. That was from a Color and Cotton grab bag. I believe it's a 16 count. It might be an 18 count, but I think it's a 16 count. So it's kind of that autumnally green. It's not reading quite right in this, from what I'm seeing in the monitor. Monitor meaning my iPad. And then I pulled colors from my stash that, yeah, are just incredible. So we've got a Victorian motto. This is Summer Desert. Heirloom tulips, also Victorian motto. Heirloom sunflowers. Color and Cotton ultramarine. Oh, so good. Color and Cotton winter prairie. I tried to do a lot of Color and Cotton because that's kind of my go-to. They're my most faves. I love my Victorian mottos as well. But I will say a lot of my Color and Cottons in this kind of gold and orange are in other projects. And then I've got 2 DMCs. These are the called for the 3371 and just the Blanc. I just went ahead and stuck with the DMCs on those. And then I have 3 more Victorian mottos that are just not punched on my ring yet. This is Autumn Orange. We've got Spiced Pumpkin, which is beautiful and variegated. And then we've got Gingerbread Dark. And these 3 came from one of those boxes that I was lovingly gifted by one of my, one of the people that watches my video, one of my Flosstube friends. She reached out to me in an instant message and said, hey, will you send me an email? Because I don't do the instant message thing, but I knew this was the easiest way to get in touch with you. Will you send me one? Because I want to chat with you about Victorian Motto flosses. So a couple videos ago, I received a box of, well, I thought it was going to be just a few, but like 9 boxes of their gift sets. It's incredible. So I organized those this weekend and spent some time kitting this up. So this is not a start until October 10th, but I'm super pumped about it. Oh, and Barbara Anna also released a new stitch along, start along, whatever you want to call it, a sal, on Creative Poppy that is so cute. It's kind of an autumn/Halloween vibe. I don't stitch Halloween, but she might drive me to stitch Halloween. I don't know. I'm not sure. But anyway, I've rambled enough. So let's do some Joy-Filled Stash time. It's Joy-Filled Stash time. It's Joy-Filled Stash time, and I have 1 bit of stash. And my 1 bit of stash today is my Floss Club from Forbidden Fiber Co. So I get the Just Flossin Club from Forbidden Fiber Co. Leanne is the incredible dyer of this club. She started by doing yarn. Then she branched out into flosses. And this is so good. And now she does fabric. So yeah, there's that. I do her just whatever her sub is, which I think it's 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, yeah. 12 skeins. They each have approximately 6 yards, and it's $30 shipped within the U.S. I don't know if there's additional shipping international. That I'm not sure about, but the shipping is included in that $30. So it's a great deal. So this month, I got Russet and Olive. So beautiful autumnal colors. Ultraviolet and Oak Moss. So pretty. We have, ooh, Pomegranate and Monkey Underpants. Actually, I already have a skein of this, but I don't care. It's awesome. In Omnia Paratus, and then a one-of-a-kind called Gravel. I have this one already, but this is pretty. Look at that. There's some variegation in there. You may not be able to see it. I'm like, look at it. I don't know that you can see it. We have Obsidian and Black. No, not Black. Battleship. One of these is one-of-a-kind. This one's a one-of-a-kind Battleship. And then we've got Obsidian, which is a really pretty, like, dark, kind of purple-based or brown-based black, if that makes any sense. And then we've got pineapple and blue cedar. Pineapple and blue cedar. I highly recommend. I have stitched with these. I have several projects that like nearly the whole project is kitted up in these. I love Leanne's flosses. They are beautiful to work with. I love her club. I love how some of them are slightly variegated and some of them are highly variegated. If you just want to try some of them out, she has beautiful colorways available on her website, which is forbiddenfiberco.com, I think. Or it's for, just Google Forbidden Fiber Co. And you can purchase them that way. She also does floss packs for different things. Like she has the Gilmore Girls chart that she designed. And she has the floss pack that goes with that, which is a great value. I purchased the PDF and then that floss pack. I also purchased the floss pack that's her conversion of the Autumn and Stars Hollow chart from Black Needle Society. So highly, highly recommend Forbidden Fiber Co. And I'm kind of mildly bummed I did not get any of her Advent boxes. I don't have a yarn Advent this year. But it's kind of okay. It's kind of okay. It's kind of not okay. It's kind of okay because I've done nothing with yarn in quite some time. But when it's 172 degrees outside, okay, it's not, that's a mild exaggeration. But when it's 100 plus degrees outside, the last thing I want to do is think about knitting wool socks or wool scarves or wool shawls. And I know if I ever want them complete, I'm going to have to stitch on them more than just in the cold months because here in Texas, it might be cold 3 days of the year. But anyway, I'm feeling a little snarky this evening. So I still have my cowl I started last year. Not Hitchhiker. I do have Hitchhiker still not finished. But I have the, oh my gosh, why can't I remember what it's called? The Land of Sweets cowl that I started. Okay, got that. I have my beautiful yarns from the Forbidden Fiber Co. Valentine Mystery Skein box thing. I have the ones from the Bridgerton box, which I've done nothing with. So, like, clearly I don't need any more yarn, but it's fun to open things for Advent. I did get the nice box. And Joyfilled Little One is getting one that has little Star Wars characters, cute little Star Wars characters. And then she's getting one that hadn't come yet, but if your kid is into fidgets of all kinds, Amazon has a thing for a fidget Advent box for like 20 bucks. Yes, I bought it because I'm like, yes, that's good. And then I have an Advent box that's coming for one of my planner companies I love. I bought their Advent box, and so I'll have that to open. I don't think I'm doing Vlogmas this year, or Flossmas, or whatever you call it. Flossmas, that's what we call it. I don't know if I'm doing that this year. We'll see. I haven't gotten that far. I'm not even to my birthday yet. So anywho, with that being said, I have chatted with you enough. I only have talked to small children most of the day today. So yes, I'm sharing more adult-like thoughts with some of you. And adult-like. I'm not an adult in any sense of the word, other than I have to pay bills. And I don't live with my parents anymore. Although adults can live with their parents, so that doesn't make any sense. Okay, I've stopped making sense. It needs to be time to end the video. But I do want to share with you an Angel Kindness card, if that's okay with you. Yes? Does that sound good? Okay. So we're going to go with the one that's on top. Sounds good to me. And I think she's pretty. I love the colors. I love these flowers. I have a chart that's kitted up from Teresa Kogut that has these kind of similar style flowers. This one says, the best way to fill your life with love is to open your heart and give love. 100%. Teresa nailed it on the head again. The best way to fill your life with love is to open your heart and give love. 100%. If you can't love yourself and you don't open your heart to being loved, you can't love others. You have to be full to fill others. It's the same thing with like when you get on an airplane and they say, oh, in the event of pressurization decreasing in the cabin, not that I've been on an airplane in a very long time or have any interest in going on one anytime soon. They say, you know, put on your mask first before helping other people because you can't help other people if you're passed out. They don't say that, but that's the implied thing with those directions. So, if you are not filled with love, you can't love others until you love yourself and you're filled with love. Is that what that meant? That's what I took from it. And it may be totally wrong. And if what I said on the card and what I just said don't align, I don't even remember. Yeah. There's a disconnect from here to here currently. And that is, the disconnect is, my eyes are getting tired. I had a migraine last night. I got home from after school art, got, the little one settled, worked on, her spelling words and her books of the Bible and all the things. And then she starts reading her book and I'm like, why am I seeing like frozen fractals all in my eyes? Why do I suddenly see Elsa singing Let It Go? Because I was getting auras before a migraine. Yeah, awesome. I haven't had one of those in legitimately like 3 or more years. This week is also kind of a rough week for me because on September 20th, 3 years ago, my Mimi passed away. I speak more about her in some of my earlier videos. When I lost her, I legitimately lost the joy in my life. And coming back to cross stitch at the end of 2018 brought that back. And so we used to talk every Friday night. And so when I started filming videos on May, it was almost like I was talking to you to help fill that void from missing talking with her. So that being said, if you feel so inclined, I went back and read some of the, the emails that I sent back and forth with my coworkers in the days preceding her passing, and when she was in the hospital and sick and all of this, that, the other. And I was weeping. It's still very hard. It's very hard. This is the piece that I stitched to memorialize her. It says, "Hello, beautiful." Because that was what she said to me. It didn't matter what anybody else thought of me, or I even thought of myself, but she considered me beautiful inside and out every day and moment of my life. And thankfully I have my husband who tells me I'm beautiful all the time, but it's not quite the same as it was with Mimi. So, anywho, now to end on a very sad, solemn note, we'll say, so long, stitch well, I'll see you soon, my friends, goodbye, and I'll see you really soon. I can't guarantee when, but really soon. Love you guys, bye.